I have a friend who I go back and forth with on debates on Instagram. Sometimes I'll post a meme and he'll comment on it and we'll go back and forth, or he'll post something, I'll comment on it, we go back and forth, etc. He definitely leans right wing with most of his viewpoints. He labels himself an independent, but pretty much on the majority of issues that we speak about, he always has a right wing perspective on it, especially with guns. That's one of the main things that we talk about. Now, I'm in the camp of regulation. I don't believe that we need to take everyone's guns. I don't think that we need to ban guns. I don't think anything like that. But what I do believe is that with regulations, registrations, background checks, with no exceptions, bans on high capacity magazines, automatic weapons, things of that nature, basically just common sense regulation to try to limit the amount of killings that happen. That's what I'm in favor of, whereas he is more so in the camp of less regulation is better. The more people that have guns, the less likely it is that these mass shootings will happen. For example, at school shootings, he says, that the reason that mass shootings happen in school zones is because they're gun-free zones. So nobody's there with a weapon, they're not able to protect students, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why when somebody shows up with a gun, they can kill all those people because nobody's there to fight back. That's one of the examples, that he gives. I'd counter that, of course, with, well, there's a school officer on duty at, the majority of high schools who does carry a gun, and the mass shooting still happens. Obviously, that gun's not really doing too much. So, with all that being said, he posted a meme where he basically stated that after the Texas church shooting that just happened a few days ago, he basically stated that he feels, hey, where are the Democrats at talking about gun regulation? If they want to regulate guns, they should just regulate it away from themselves because the majority of mass shootings are purported or are perpetrated by Democrats. So when I saw that, I was skeptical immediately just because for ideological reasons that just doesn't make sense. The majority of right-wingers who you talk to are pro-gun, they're pro-gun ownership, they are anti-regulation of guns, etc. Whereas the majority of left-wing people who you speak with, do believe in those things. So I wanted to fact check it just because he doesn't typically strike me as a person who just reads a meme and then believes what it says. It's happened before, and I was able to fact check him, and he conceded that some of his statistics were wrong, and I was like, okay, we're good there. But in this situation, I just chose to make a video about it because I feel like he's not the only one that thinks this. He's not the only one that thinks that Democrats are the ones who are committing the majority of mass shootings. So there's an article on Snopes that I looked up, and it says, is this list of Democrat shooters accurate? A viral list of dozens of shootings purportedly committed by Democrats is based on faulty, inaccurate, and unsubstantiated claims. So the article reads, the claim, a meme accurately lists Democrats who have been involved in assassinations, assassination attempts, or mass shootings. The rating of this claim is mostly false. The origin, a list purportedly naming dozens of Democrats throughout history who have shot and killed presidents, politicians, and civilians has been circulating online since at least 2012, along with the argument that it should be illegal for Democrats to own guns. Musician Ted Nugent posted one of the most popular iterations in September 2015. And there's like a list on here of probably about 15 or so mass shootings and assassinations or assassination attempts allegedly done by Democrats. This list has evolved since it first started circulating in the wake of the Sandy Hook shooting in 2012. The earliest iteration of this list we could uncover only contained 5 items, but as it spread, people added new names and dates and removed old ones that were either irrelevant or disproven. The earliest version of this list reveals two things. It has always been rife with errors. Lincoln's alleged death by Democrat was originally listed in 1863, not 1865, so there's just one. And it has always circulated with an anti Democrat, pro NRA message. Here's how Anonymous Coward introduced this list on a godlike production forum in January 2013. Why is it that those who steal guns and kill moviegoers and children in school are always Democrats and not conservatives or NRA members? Another early version of this list ended, as Nugent's did, with a solution to the gun problem in the United States. Solution: it should simply be illegal for Democrats to own guns. Then they have the actual meme with the entire list. Now, setting aside for a moment the accuracy or lack thereof of the items on the list, there's a logical flaw in using this meme to reach the conclusion that Democrats shouldn't own guns, or that the National Rifle Association members, Tea Party members, or Republicans are less likely to be involved in assassination attempts or mass shootings. The list is not comprehensive. It does not include all of the shootings that have occurred in the United States, nor the political affiliations of every shooter. It ignores shootings committed by Republicans as well as those with no political party affiliation, and makes no attempt to show how political affiliation leads to violence. In other words, one can make a similar list naming nothing but Republican or politically unaffiliated shooters in order to make the opposing and still flawed argument that those groups should not own guns. In addition to the logical problems of this meme, much of the information is also inaccurate. So after that, basically, they go through each and every single one of the shooters, mass shooters, assassination attempts, and they basically proceed to debunk every single one of them. There's only a few that I saw that were actually Democrats. The majority of them were either non-affiliated. There was no evidence to suggest that they were Democrat or Republican, or they were just Republicans. So there you go. I mean, read the article. I'll post a link in the description box for you. But it's kind of ridiculous to make just these radical claims without trying to do any, research behind it. Read a few articles, see what's up. But Snopes, you guys did a good job of disproving this, and hopefully people stop saying it.